Once again, everybody, what's doing? What's happening? Well, I know, long time no see, huh? Once again, I wanted to get on a little bit quicker, but I really didn't have the energy, to be honest. It's been kind of tough going. One thing I want to start out with is. Thank you all so much. To those who have sent, prayers and condolences for me when I lost my uncle last month. I really appreciate that. That helped out a bunch. It was still tough going, but those were those comments and feelings and sentiments really helped me, and it really hit me. And I want to thank you guys so much for that. Mom, she's up there. She's still up there in Upland, Nebraska. Well, actually, she's staying in Hastings with her cousin. My uncle lived in Upland, Nebraska, and she's she's up there. Of course, taking care of his estate and stuff, and I haven't heard from her in a little while, but I hope she's doing okay. And Mom, if you're listening, I love you, and I hope you're making out okay, and keeping warm. So anyway, that's how I wanted to start the video out here. Other than that, not much else happening. I got some finds, got some new finds for you, to show you. And well, let's just go ahead and get to those, okay? Okay, and here's the finds. Like I said, there's this is from Glenn down in Florida, and this is a stack of. Let me see if I can get them up here. A stack of 21 records here, and they're all goodies. They're all real good goodies. Anyway, without any further ado, let's get to the first one here. This one I've been looking for just it's as long as I've heard of Oscar Pettiford, and Cello. If you're out there, this is for you, man. Here's let's see. This is on Mercer Records. This is Oscar Pettiford, his cello and quartet. His first side's called Perdido. It's Another thing I want to mention is this record also features Duke Ellington and Billy Strayhorn, in addition to Papa Joe Jones on drums. So the first side's Perdido, and the flip side is really cool, funky, really cool. Really, yeah, it's indescribable. It's so cool. It's called Oscalypso. Great tune right there. Okay, and on to the next one here. Here's Jimmy Lunceford. This is kind of a replacement for a cracked copy I have. This is Swinging on C, and on the flip side, that's backed with Let's Try Again. Both jazz masterworks, of course. And here we got Connie Boswell with Bob Crosby's Bobcats. I got this one already, but my copy's kind of thrashed, and this one's pretty clean. This is Martha, and that's backed with Home on the Range. It's by both sides by Connie Boswell with Bob Crosby's Bobcats. Great record, great record. And speaking of Connie Boswell, this is somewhat of an anomaly. Okay, this both sides of this record is by Glenn Gray and the Casa Loma Orchestra, but check out who the vocals are by. This is Carolina. This side's Carolina, and this camera. Anyway, this is Carolina, and the vocal on this side is by Connie Boswell. And on the flip side, is 100 years from today, and the vocal on this side is by Lee Wiley. Okay, definitely not Glenn Gray's stock vocalists. Okay, and then the next one here, speaking of Duke earlier, this is Raymond Scott and his new orchestra. This is When Cootie Left the Duke. That's a good one, and that's backed with Petite. And on to the next one here. This one I cannot say enough, man. This is like a store stock copy. I mean, this thing is as mint can get, and it's a first pressing. Absolutely flawless. Looks like it hadn't even been played. This is Benny Goodman and his orchestra. Loch Lomond, and that's backed with, of course, the searingly hot Camel Hop. Okay, and the next one here, again, I already have a copy of this, but this one is compared to my original copy, is nice and clean. I mean, just squeaky clean. And this one doesn't have a scarred label either. This is When the Sun Sets Down South, backed with Black Stick by Sidney Bechet with Noble Sissles Swingsters. Okay, and the next one here is a little bit of Fletcher Henderson here. We got Liza, and that's backed with, let's see, get that. That's backed with Hotter Than L. Yeah, those are 1934 sides by Fletcher Henderson, and that's right after Coleman Hawkins left. And in his place is none other than Ben Webster on tenor sax here. Really cool. And then speaking of really cool, oh man, this is something else here. This is on the Jamboree label. This is Love Walked In, backed with When You're Smiling by the Dave Tuff Quintet. Okay, this is one of only two records. One session that one single session, the only session that Dave Tuff recorded as a leader. Get that. Got one of them here. Okay, and next up we got Tommy Dorsey. Nice to know you care, and that's backed with one of my favorites, Puddlewump. Now this is an absolute hot swinger right here. And then the next three are Ziggy Elman small band sessions on the Bluebird label. Here we got Sugar, and that's backed with 29th and Dearborn. Okay, and the next one is, of course, also Ziggy Elman, Bublitsky, and that's backed with one of his signatures, And the Angels Sing. Except this is an instrumental version. And let's see, the third and last one is Am I Blue? That's of course backed with I Have Everything to Live For. All by Ziggy Elman. Really good stuff. And here's another one by Benny Goodman. That's an early one, earlier one, 1935. This is, of course, on Victor Scroll. It's Get Rhythm in Your Feet, and that's backed with, of course, Ballad in Blue. Really great record there. All right, next up we got some Lionel Hampton here, man. Airmail Special, parts 1 and 2. Well, it says concluded on the flip here, but it's parts 1 and 2. Lionel Hampton and his orchestra, Airmail Special. Really good one. Next up, we got some Gene Krupa here. We've got Drumming Man, and that's backed with, let's see, that's backed with I'd Love to Call You My Sweetheart. Good record there. And next up, and some more Gene Krupa on OK in a period sleeve there. I always love these OK sleeves. Then we got once again Gene Krupa, Full Dress Hop, and that's backed with Who. Great record there. And speaking of great records, here's another one. Well, these are all great records, but still. This is another replacement here. This is a really, really clean copy of Bijou by Woody Herman and his orchestra. Nice copy there. And that's, of course, backed with Put That Ring on My Finger. with a vocal by Woody Herman. And the next two are ones that I've been wanting to get a hold of since I heard that Chubby Jackson actually led a working big band in 1949 and 1950. I heard of that. First I heard of him was first I heard of his big band here was back in the early 90s. I knew he played with Woody Herman and all that, and he's a tremendous bassist. But I had before the early 90s, I never knew he had an actual big band. Anyway, this is a Columbia promo. This is Tiny's Blues, and that's backed with All Wrong, again by Chubby Jackson and his orchestra. And then the second Chubby Jackson big band record here is one I'm pretty sure you guys have seen pictures of, other copies of course. This is Father Knickerbocker, and that's backed with Godchild. Great record right there. And the last one here, Glenn, I want to thank you so much again for hunting this out. When the box arrived originally, it was supposed to have 21 records, and it arrived with 20 records, and one was missing. It was another Gene Krupa record, but it was a promo on the Clef label that I had originally put on the list there. And so for whatever reason, it didn't make it in the box, and he didn't have it in his inventory. So he said he gave me a list of Gene Krupa records. It says, "Here, go ahead and pick one, and I'll send it to you." And pick one I did, and this is the one I picked. This is Gene Krupa and his orchestra on OK. It's called this side's Blues Krieg. Kind of has a like a Tuxedo Junction feel to it. It's pretty cool. And on the flip side is the one I got this record for. A real cool minor key bouncer. It's called Yes, My Darling Daughter. A vocal by Irene Day. Really good record there. And so, Dems is the finds, kids. And there you have it once again, kids. There's the finds there for you. Well, for me and for you. And they'll be for you as soon as I get the doggone new cartridge and needle. They're a few months away yet, but don't worry. In the meantime, I still have a bunch of stuff to be posting for you, and I'll get those up. Anyway, that's about it. I'm sorry that this doesn't have, it's not too awful interesting. Too awful more interesting, I should say. But I lead a pretty, relatively mundane life these days, and I want you guys to know that that though I don't reply, to the comments enough, not nearly as enough as I should, or not nearly as much as I should. Even though I still read them, and they still help out. I've said it dozens and dozens of times before, and I'll say it again. You guys are what keep me going. Serious, and I love you all for that. And on that note, I'll be saying so long until next time, and until next time, thanks again for watching, and just take good care, okay?